and welcome to Roadside Notes. I'm Christopher, the Route 66 chaplain, and these are my readings from the Faith and Good Courage journal found at faithgoodcourage.com. These are my stories from and for the road, a little grace for the miles ahead, and reminders that hope still travels with us. Don't be the first to let go. This from my journal on May 14th, 2026. Don't be the first to let go. It's a story I heard about. It's a quiet rule followed by many of the character performers at Disney parks. When a child hugs them, the character isn't supposed to be the one who ends the hug. The child decides when it's over. Whether it's an official policy or just something passed along between performers, it really doesn't matter to me. What stayed with me was the heart behind it. You never know how much that child might need that hug. When I first heard about it, I smiled because, I realized I've been living that rule for years without ever knowing it had a name. Not in a theme park and not wearing a costume, but simply in my everyday life. Over the years, I've had people hug me after weddings, after quiet conversations, and after moments that seemed ordinary at the time, but meant something much deeper to them. Sometimes the hug lasts longer than expected. Sometimes it's the kind where neither person says anything. Two people simply stand there while the world keeps moving around them. My instinct has always been the same. Don't be the first to let go. You see, life moves fast, and most of us have learned to keep pace with it. Conversations get shortened. Encouragement becomes quick advice. Kindness turns into passing gestures before we rush on to the next responsibility waiting for us. We pat someone on their back, say something polite, and move on before the moment has the chance to breathe. But every now and then, someone needs a little more time. Sometimes they need someone to listen a little bit longer. Sometimes they need a moment where they don't feel rushed or dismissed. Sometimes they just need to know that in a brief moment in that one specific day, they truly matter. That simple Disney hug idea suddenly feels bigger when you think about it in that way. A child doesn't always have the words to explain what they're feeling, but they know how to hold on. They know when they feel safe, and they know when they're ready to let go. Maybe adults are not all that different. I've started to notice how often the world pushes us away and pushes us to move quickly. Someone shares a concern and we give them a fast answer. Someone needs encouragement and we offer a short sentence meant to fix things. Someone is carrying something heavy and we give them a polite smile before returning to our very own schedule. But real kindness sometimes asks for something different. It asks for presence instead of speed. It asks for patience instead of solution. Staying a little longer can mean letting someone finish their story. It can mean allowing silence instead of filling it with advice. It can mean offering grace without trying to control the outcome. Moments like that rarely make headlines. They don't show up on a highlight reel and they rarely get applause. Yet those are often the moments people remember years later. They remember the person who stayed. The lesson behind Don't Be the First to Let Go isn't really about hugs at all. It's about recognizing that every person you meet might be carrying something unseen. It's a worry, a disappointment, a quiet loneliness, or simply the exhaustion that comes with trying to keep up with life. When someone reaches out for connection, encouragement, or comfort, the most powerful response might simply be refusing to rush that moment. Stay a little longer. Listen a little deeper. Let the conversation finish its natural course instead of forcing it to end, because you never really know what someone else is carrying when they reach out for a moment of kindness. In my roadside reflection, don't be the first to let go. Some kindness doesn't need words, and some moments shouldn't be rushed. When someone reaches out for connection, encouragement, or comfort, stay a little longer. Listen a little deeper. Let the hug, the conversation, or that moment last as long as it needs to. You never know how much someone may need that moment of grace. Travel well, my friends. Have faith and good courage.